Hi everybody and welcome to Inside UX UI. My name is Danny and this is the first video of 2019. Yeah! Today we are doing something really great. Not what we intended in the first place, but something great. Not what I said the last time about the Runners app in Axure with all the password validation and all that stuff. No, instead I will go a step back and make actually some more screens for the whole app and put this all together in a really great user flow map. Because you know, I often used InVision for that, to make this kinds of maps with these connections and lines, and it all ended up really messy. So I found a application called Overflow, which is actually really great, and I would like to try to make a user flow map with it. And then we will take this into Axure again and do all the fun stuff. So let's begin and dive right in Adobe Experience Design this time. So we'll do the design for the new screens and use the Overflow plugin. Yeah. Alright, so we are in Adobe Experience Design now, and some things I would like to mention here. First of all, I already prepared some text styles which I took over from Axure that we already used in Axure. And of course the colors that we had. And then here to the side I grabbed some icons here from Icon 8 and downloaded also some images from Uplash. And my user interface here is in German, but I think you will get the idea and be able to see what I did here. And one other thing is I also downloaded here a icon library from XD Guru. All right, so we have all these things on ready now. The first two headings I already imported. We'll do the same here with the, so this is the normal body. Text. And all right, I also have some colors here which I will import also. So this is our I think it's a good thing to leave the hex value here, so we always know what this exactly is. Some highlights, something like that. And now for the first screen, I grabbed here a screenshot from our last video that I made here. This is actually from the what we did here, and we don't have to redo this again. Okay, so just do another artboard, and we need to rename this, and we say we are logged in / just some gender here, because the first thing that I want to do is I want to let the user decide either if he or she is a male or female, because what I saw is that it could be important in terms of make calculations upon either if you're male or female. And at this point, I also would like to save that and say I just named this app running app. So, okay, so we have our two icons here. And of course, I would like to have a some text. And I would say choose gender, and then also, of course, some maybe a claim or something which says why we need this information. Something like that. And we will say this is our heading, and this is our normal body text. And we need to align this. We have maybe 30 pixels from the sides. And 10 from the other text. Maybe we have some separator here. A line from edge to edge. And I'm going to make this not so prominent. Maybe like so. Maybe you hear someone singing. This is my neighbor. She's always singing, or most of the time she's singing. So if you hear her, that's her, not me. Okay, so maybe we could also make some backgrounds here. Remove the border, and you may go with this color here. Send it into back, like so. Okay, so that's for our choose gender screen here, and let's create another canvas here, and where we say which will be about set up the profile. Okay, so we are ready to make the next step, which will be to set up our profile. And we copied already done, so the user knows, okay, that's probably it, because the next screen would actually be, we go to the actual main screen, which is the activity screen. So let's do this. I will speed up the video here so you don't have to watch all this and the video gets too big. Okay, I finished now the main activities screen, and yeah, there's nothing really special here on it. There's just the start workout button with some things that would be counted, and then of course the time period. Other than that, I think that's okay for the screen. Okay, so I think we're ready to use Overflow now, because to go over here quickly, we have created now our first user flow here, and then we have a second one with the bottom navigation, and this is also reflected here with this user flow. We have to change name here because this is our profile, like so. And I also created a error state here just with the banner here, which comes down. Normally you would have something, this sentence here appearing somewhere here, but as we already designed it the way it is here, and I can't change anymore because we would have to go back to Axure, and I think that's too that would take too much time. So I just thought, well, just go with something like a banner here. Okay, so I think we're ready. Let's see what we can do with Overflow. And I push this a bit to the side here. Okay, I think we're on a point where we actually can take this into Overflow. And the first thing that we need to do, of course, is the app. And this is the site of Overflow. Can watch some videos here, how this whole thing works. What you should do is also to make an account so you can use it with all the goodness here. Okay, I already have it. What I will do now is I will say that go to the plugins menu here and say sync all artboards. Make sure that Overflow is actually up and running, like so. And now you can go to the menu here, say sync all artboards. And we want to create a new artboard here. Maybe the first thing here is you can arrange the screens here, and maybe something that you should do in order to make a user flow diagram or map here, which can easily be understood. So it's actually more about the spacing here. Maybe we take this here a little bit more away so we have more space here. Add some text here, for example. So click on this sign, on this plus sign here, or just click T, and you would say this is our normal user flow. And maybe we could take down the font here, the text a little bit, just to reduce the size because it's really big. Let's go with 80 for now. It's our normal user flow here. I would say let's go with adding the arrows here real quick. So this here is just an image, so it would just have 4 handles, but that's no problem. We just drag over here our first arrow, and we can still drag our screens here, which is nice. We can double click on it, and there appears a box where we can add some more text to it, but it is locked in. And here we would have an error state. Login failed. And here we could also grab another connector style here. Let's say here the red one to indicate that this is an error, for example. And now we can say, once we said we are a male or a female, we can then grab our button here and go to the next screen. Maybe we don't even need a text for this. Don't need a bubble here. So we go to the next screen, and now we have 2 things here, which we can change. First, the height and our weight. And I didn't make screens for this, I just thought that we could go with a just with the shape here, and let's say that's one shape could be our change height here. Let's change the color here, the fill of that. Let's say it's maybe a light gray, and also add a text. It's huge again, maybe 30. We'll do the trick. Also change the color to black, let's say, and let's say that this is our so we could have a system OS modal here which would appear once we click here on height, and we would have something similar, or maybe actually exactly the same for the weight. So we just change this here to weight. And now we could drag here maybe take this arrow here, maybe that's a little bit easier to do. Let's say change height, and maybe like so. Arrange it here to, oh, come on. This side we have here like so. Maybe put this a little bit here to the side. Here you can see you can really arrange the things how you need it. Here like so, and maybe save this once, say like so. And what we also should do here actually is to highlight our connectors here and change back to the normal blue. So because this is our normal flow, the red one is our error flow. And once we did that, we could actually go to our main activity here, our main flow or our main screen, and say set up done. Let's push this here a little bit to the side. Maybe we could also change these here real quick so it will look a little bit better. Like so. All right. Now from here we have left a settings screen, and settings screen appears if we hit our menu icon here, and here you could go back so maybe like so. Maybe not. That looks a bit strange. Maybe you add here text. Maybe we should take the screen here and drag it a bit away so we have more screen and more space here. Like so. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, that's maybe not so. Let's do it that way. Okay. And what is left now is actually our bottom navigation flow here. And we could say we drag a line down here, push this here to the sides, and progress button navigation. And here we would have the plans. Maybe we could change this so it looks a bit better with a straight line, like so. I don't know what we can do here. Like so. Yeah, maybe like so. And then this news, just the same, like so. And our profile. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe we just change, we just use this description here, and then, come on, like so. Put this up here. Okay, what we also could do now is we have our normal user flow here, and then maybe if you want, we could copy this here right over and say like so, for example. And so you have different options here to say how you want to structure this. And if you remember what I showed you before with the InVision style of these connecting lines and showing the relationships between these screens, it could probably get a little bit messier if you have more screens here, but somehow I feel more comfortable with this solution here. And once you're done here, you can say, you could even say, okay, we don't want a normal navigation connector, and change this to this connector style here, and then you also have some separation here. So what you also could do now at this point, you could share this with your stakeholders, which is actually also a cool thing. And this is actually a free app, which is cool. And yeah, have to see how they proceed with their app here. I'm really curious, but until now I really like it. Okay, so that's it. That's all for this video, and I hope you could take something out of it and just like me and use it in the future projects. I certainly will, because I think it has a real benefit. Yeah. So in the next video we will finally take everything together and put it again in Axure and add logic and make something usable out of it, or at least something that we can test out, and I think this will gonna be great. Okay, so thanks for watching and bye.